In the heart of bustling Manila, nestled among towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, lay an unassuming office building named AvantTech Tower. It was here that Isabela found herself employed, her days consumed by endless spreadsheets and monotonous tasks. Isabela was an unremarkable woman in her mid-30s, with a quiet demeanor and a penchant for blending into the background. Her co-workers barely noticed her as she faded into the sea of cubicles like a ghostly apparition. Isabela's life was a routine of early mornings and late nights, and her interactions with her colleagues were limited to polite nods and the occasional exchange of office gossip. However, there was something about Isabela that intrigued a few observant souls. It was rumored that Isabela had an uncanny ability to sense things beyond the ordinary, a sixth sense that made her shiver at the faintest draft and turn her head at the slightest creak. One rainy evening, as the office lights flickered and the distant rumble of thunder echoed through the city, Isabela found herself alone in the office. She had stayed late to finish a project, the glow of her computer screen casting an eerie glow across her face. A shadow caught her attention as she typed away in her peripheral vision. She turned, expecting to see a coworker, but the corridor was empty. Unease settled over Isabela, the sensation that someone was watching her, causing the hairs on her neck to stand on end. She tried to shake off the feeling, attributing it to the late hour and her overactive imagination. Yet the whispers of a presence lingered, and Isabela couldn't ignore the growing sense of dread that gnawed at her. Days turned into weeks, and Isabela's unease escalated. She began to hear faint whispers that seemed to float through the air just beyond her hearing range. She would catch fleeting glimpses of movement out of the corner of her eye, only to turn and find emptiness. Sleep eluded her as nightmares invaded her dreams, each more vivid and terrifying than the last. Desperate for answers, Isabela turned to local folklore and legends. She discovered a tale from decades past, a woman named Esperanza who had worked in the same office building. Legend had it that Esperanza had possessed a similar ability to sense the supernatural, and she had vanished without a trace one stormy night. Some said she had been consumed by the spirits she had contacted, her soul forever trapped in the office's walls. As Isabela delved deeper into the story, she realized that the whispers and shadows she experienced were the echoes of Esperanza's tormented spirit. Determined to put an end to the haunting, Isabela embarked on a mission to free Esperanza's soul and bring her peace. Late one night, Isabela gathered her courage and ventured into the heart of the office building. Armed with candles, incense, and a heart full of determination, she performed a ritual meant to guide Esperanza's spirit into the afterlife. The air grew thick with tension as Isabela chanted ancient words and the candles flickered in response. With tears in her eyes, Isabela extended her hand toward Esperanza. "Go in peace," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Find the light and be free." Suddenly, a chilling wind swept through the office, extinguishing the candles and plunging the room into darkness. Isabela's heart raced as a figure materialized before her, a woman with hollow eyes and a sad smile. It was Esperanza, trapped between worlds. For a fleeting moment, Esperanza's gaze met Isabela's, and a sense of tranquility washed over the room. Then, with a whisper of gratitude, Esperanza's form began to dissipate, fading into the shadows. In the days that followed, the office seemed different. The whispers ceased, and the shadows no longer danced at the corner of Isabela's vision. The air was lighter, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. The legend of Isabela and Esperanza became a part of the office's lore, a cautionary tale of the dangers of dabbling with the supernatural. As for Isabela, she returned to her routine, her days no longer haunted by the echoes of a tormented soul. But deep within her, she knew that she had made a difference, that she had brought closure to a tragic tale and found a purpose beyond the confines of her unremarkable existence.